Yeah, what's up? Just wanted to touch base with you guys. I know there was a couple of things from Monday to go over. Monday, I think that was the last recording. Anyways, um, like I had mentioned, I got the Harley Quinn page for DC's Talent Search done last week. So, as promised, I'll be posting that either later on today or tomorrow. Let me give you a quick sneak peek at that, though. Needless to say, I had a blast working on this page. Um, a really fun character to draw. Also, another thing I had mentioned was finishing a recording for that Harley Quinn commission. Didn't quite work out. I had a hard time getting the camera angle and set up right, and then the battery was dying and everything. So I got a portion of the recording, which I'll probably do a voiceover for in post so you guys can take a look at it. And I'll be posting the final artwork for that too, probably, Friday. This week is getting away from me real quick, but something I did want to talk to you guys about real quick. Something that I really, something I try to do, and I find that I'll do pretty well for a few months, and then maybe a month or two I'll kind of slow up on it, and that's carrying a sketchbook around with you. It's just observation for an artist is everything. To be honest, it's what art is about, and for me, it's been a really great way to. It's been a great practice. It's one of the things that I've noticed the most results from drawing from life. Always keeping the sketchbook with me, drawing anything and everything that I see. It helps build your visual vocabulary. It helps your concentration and observing, and then recording the information, and we build that up with repetition. I was on the porch last night, and that's kind of what prompted this whole thing. I know I posted a picture to some of my sites, so some of you may have seen it. But it's just about, again, observing and taking note of whatever it may be at that time as an artist that you're trying really to capture. So the other thing is too is they're not finished or necessarily even pretty illustrations. They're just sketches, and that's all they are. That's all they should be. So it's a simple recording of your observations. So because again too, there's no mistakes when it comes to this kind of stuff. It's all about just drawing anything and everything you see, literally. Um, I mean, chairs, fans. Actually, it's kind of funny. After drawing this fan, and it's a horrible looking fan, probably about a few weeks later to a month, I actually ended up drawing a fan in one of the panels of a story I was working on. So, again, building that visual vocabulary. And even, like I said, this is a pretty bad sketch of a fan, but even that bad sketch taught me a lot. And I think that's the really important thing to take away from drawing from life and these kinds of sketches. It's simply a practice. So we're trying to build good habits, good observational habits, trying to get better hand-eye coordination. And again, everything, lounge chairs, AC units, cups. I've been drawing so many cups. And I mean, for example, when it comes to comics, you're going to find yourself drawing anything and everything. And honestly, that's one of the things I love the most. Every time I get a new script, I get to do research and gather reference materials for something new. And that's exciting. It's really exciting. And again, that's why you need to be drawing anything and everything. For instance, this last panel here. There's a toaster, a blender, I've got a sink, a trash can. All of these things that you wouldn't necessarily, or maybe when you were young, you're like, oh, I want to draw comics for a living. You didn't really think that you're going to be drawing trash cans and stuff, right? Until you get that script. Again, we're not going for finished illustrations here. Obviously, when drawing this guy, there's something about the shape of his head that I just found really interesting, and that stuck with me, so I needed to get that down on paper. Just want to show you guys a few things here. One of my favorite places to sketch, actually, is the airport. There is a great collection of characters at the airport, and my brother lives cross country, so I found myself at the airport a couple, maybe a few times a year, which is great. So again, just anything that catches your eye, anything that you might find interesting that you want to record and take down for yourself. It's a great way to build up line mileage. The more you draw, the better you're going to get. It's as simple as that. For the longest time, I had a trouble drawing cars and stuff. Still do, but it's something I make sure I go out of my way to practice. Even if it is just getting some gesture sketches in while sitting in the parking lot waiting for an appointment or whatever the case may be. Even pulling from a magazine, studying folds and for clothing here. Anything that interests you, any area in your artwork that you feel you need to develop or work on, this is a great way to do it outside of your studio, A lot of people sketches here. But, there's stuff to draw all around you, and it's just, again, observing, learning, building up that line mileage. Again, anything and everything. And don't be afraid to, throw some color on it if you want. Again, it depends on what your particular goals are, what you're trying to achieve, but we've got a few color sketches throughout here. I'll plan on doing more depending. Here's a couple more. I posted these a while back on Tumblr, I believe. But like this page here, for instance, was just while I was watching TV. Recording interesting looking faces, head shapes, body types, and any way to get the feel and impression across from what you're observing. That's the most important thing. So that's basically it for now. I still got some more work to do. See, so real quick, what type of tools you use, it's really up to you. It's what you're comfortable with. I feel that this size sketchbook works perfectly for me. It's a 5.5 by 8.5. Easy to carry around, not too obtrusive. There's another great brand out there called Master's Touch. It's got a very smooth paper quality to it. This is pretty similar. So it's nice when working in ink. It helps the pen just slide right across the page. And that's another thing that you may have noticed while showing you this. When I'm out sketching, I sketch exclusively in pen. Again, not worried about mistakes. There are no mistakes that exist in a sketchbook. It's all about observing, learning, and just line mileage. So working in pen and ink forces you to be more observant and more mindful of the line that you're putting down. And it's pretty simple. You can use whatever kind of pen you like. This is a Pentel Sleazy, I think, found in an art store actually in Asheville, which is pretty cool. Other than that, you can use microns, you can use Sharpies for that matter, anything that you feel comfortable with drawing. So I usually have a pen, then to add a little depth, maybe shadow, whatever the case may be, I use the Pentel pocket brush. Most of you are probably familiar with this. It's a very popular pen brush out there. It's think about little refills for it, so it's real handy for on the go. You don't have to worry about obviously dipping a brush in ink and all that, so very handy to have. I also use a correction pen, whiteout, for, again, to create a little more depth, maybe to bring out a highlight on something or, anything along those lines. It's not for covering up mistakes, again. There are no mistakes in a sketchbook. So that's just a quick rundown of the tools I like to use while I'm out sketching. What about you guys? What do you like? Do you have any particular favorites? And if you're not out there sketching with a sketchbook, why not? So just let's start up a conversation on always carrying the sketchbook with you, what that means to you as an artist, and what some of your goals are as far as bringing this around with you. Right now, again, lately I've been really focused on gesture, the essence of the pose, or even if it's just an object, what is that object really saying? Because it's still occupying space, it's still sitting there, so it's saying something. So it's what I've been trying to focus on with this. Let me know what you guys are going for. and how it's working out. And I'll see you in a couple days. Take care.